Top of the top. It's been a little bit, man, but we back with another one. The boy's 30 years old, man. It's crazy. I turned 30 yesterday, low key. I don't really post my birthday. I haven't posted my birthday since 17. I just don't feel the need to. I already got a public profile, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't like to remind people, like, if you remember it's my birthday, hit me. If not, it's all good, man. I don't take this shit personal, but yeah, I turned 30 and shit, man. It's kind of crazy, like saying I'm actually 30 years old because I remember when I was 17, 20, 22, grade 7, like I can look back in my mind and see the different stages of my life. And 30, it's a time to reflect on where you've been, where you're at, where you're going. My 20s was a hell of a time. I experienced everything from heartbreak, debt, losing loved ones, to losing friends, to starting a business, traveling the world, struggling in business. Like, but you know what? I could say that I'm experiencing life. You know what I mean? Playing football, that was a great thing I did in my 20s in college. Like, I could honestly say that I'm doing things in life that's giving me a full experience, and God willing, I get to 100. I want to keep making those choices so I could look back and say, I actually lived, you know? I actually lived. But what's on my mind right now is the 30s are going to dictate the 40s, right? But here's the thing. When I was 20, I didn't really think like that because when you're 20, you think that you know it all, but you're still a kid, really. But it's like all the choices that I made in my 20s got me to this exact point where I'm at right now at 30 years old, which is crazy. The boy's 30. Okay, so it's like these next 10 years, I need to think about where do I want to be when I'm 40? Where do I want to live? What type of family do I want to have? What type of work do I want to be doing? How do I want to serve the world and give back and all these types of things, right? I got to think about this now because now I have the gift of awareness. I'm aware, hey, I'm 30. When I'm 40, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be. How do we do this? How do we get there? Now, one thing that I will say that I've learned is thinking ahead, not living in the future, but just having a longer term vision and sacrificing things for right now to get there. I feel like subconsciously I did that throughout my 20s, but now I really need to say, okay, if I lose a couple of dollars right now, I sacrifice a bit now, but it sets me up for when I'm 40 years old, it's okay because I'm not in a rush. I don't need to get to where I'm going next month or in 2 years. But if I could get there when I'm 40, I'm gonna be okay with that. It's a long-term vision, and there's things that I gotta do, risks that I gotta take in order to get me there, right? With life, business, relationships. This is the decade. This is the decade. This is a serious, real deal thing. And that's something that I'm really trying to practice going forward is thinking long term, sacrificing long term, and learning things right now so that way I can get to where I want to be in 10 years. That's my biggest thing, and I got to put that into practice. Another thing that I learned in my 20s was Got these geese going. Everybody can't go, you know? Everybody can't go. Like, there's gonna be people that just aren't with you on your journey anymore in life. And it's okay. It is what it is. You can't be emotional about these things, you know? People come into your life, they serve a purpose, and once the purpose is done, they leave. That's what I believe, you know? But at the same time, you have people that are always gonna be on the journey with you. Like, I got boys that I knew from like 5 years old, you know? I got my brother. That's the biggest gift that my parents could have given me, was a brother. To have a brother, blood brother, same mom, same dad. Shout out to you, Jalen. I love you, bro. That right there, worth more than money could buy, man. So you're gonna have people that are always with you. Some people aren't gonna be with you, and it is what it is. Gotta let them go. But as of today, where I'm at when I'm 30, I feel grateful, you know? I do, to be honest. I feel grateful to be exactly where I'm at in my life. I've grown, but there's room to grow more. I mean, I'm still alive, first of all. I have friends that did not see 30. I have friends that did not make 25. I know people that did not make 25, some not even 22. So the fact that I'm alive right now, I can feel the sun on my skin, it's a blessing, man, because I'm still in the game. I think that's one thing people forget, is that the game of life, the number one rule is survival. As long as you're alive, you're surviving, you're playing the game. Once you're out of there, the game stops. So rule number one, survive. Food, water, shelter, clothing, right? Basic needs. Don't forget about that. A lot of people nowadays are struggling to even do that. So if you have that right now on a consistent basis and you don't really stress about that, you're blessed beyond measure, because some people don't have that right now all the time, man. It's a tragic thing of the world, but one thing that I learned too is life is ruthless, bro. Life is ruthless, and life does not care. Life does not care, bro. Doesn't It doesn't care, and no one is gonna care for you. So you can't be against your own self in your mind, because the world is already gonna be against you. People that you feel like have your best interest and might say that they love you might actually be against you. So you can't be against yourself in your own mind. You always have to believe. You always have to think it's possible. You always have to big yourself up and have a good relationship with that voice in your head. Because I'm telling you, this world is not fair, and you need to be on your own team. Easier said than done. It's easy to get down on yourself when things are not going your way, but you have to be there for yourself. You have to, because in truth, you're the only one that you can rely on. You and God at the end of the day. You know, you might have a few close people, as I said, but you got to have your back for yourself above all at the end of the day. How else do I feel about the 20s? I'm happy I got my health, right? I mean, health to me is literally embedded. It's in my code. It's in my DNA. I walk every day. I lift multiple times a week. I'm eating my protein. I feel good. My skin is clear. Yesterday, was talking to some people, whatever, and I told them, hey, what do you think my age is? They said 26. I said, really? I'm actually 30. So that lets me know that I'm aging like wine, taking care of myself, looking good, feeling good, you know? So my health is on point. That's embedded. Relationships feel good as well. You know what I mean? It's not about having 100 pennies with you. It's about having 4 quarters, because the value of the quarter is better than the penny. I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. And I know for sure I got 4 quarters, maybe even a few more. But you just gotta keep the circle tight, keep the circle small. But the value is there, the love is there. You know, that's what it's about. Now, business wise, gotta take more risks. Gotta take more risks. You know, this is the decade where a lot of things happen in terms of, you know, having a family, God willing, getting married, God willing. Um, you know, and in society today, it's not the society of the past, meaning that it's a lot more expensive, right? And having a family is not cheap. It's gonna cost a pretty penny. So having your finances in order is going to be paramount to having a successful family life, because you don't want to be starving. You know, you don't want to be stressing about money. That's going to put a strain on your relationship. That's going to put a strain on your kids, and you just want to do the best that you can. You know, at the end of the day, I'm just a man. I'm just a man. We're just men, you know, and God made us men for a reason. He made us men because he knew that we can carry the burden of what it is to be a man. It ain't easy. You got to provide for multiple people. You got to protect. You know, when there's a problem, you're the one that gets called. So yeah, it's definitely not easy, but I wouldn't trade it. You know, I wouldn't trade it, because I believe that I can handle it. We can handle it as men, even on our worst days, even on the toughest days. We can find a way to make it through, you know? And yeah, you got to do that for yourself. You got to do that for your family, because, like, I feel like if you do want to have a family, like, yeah, you got to get right mentally, because your kids are going to lean on you emotionally. Your wife is spiritually, all that stuff. Like, it's not just money. You got to be good up here, man, because this life thing is not a joke. It's war out here, you know? It's a spiritual war, physical war, all types of shit. So yeah, you got to be locked in, man. You got to be locked in, and that's what it is. My 20s, man, was a great decade. Was a phenomenal decade. I'm happy, man. I had a lot of fun still. I did some crazy shit. I did some crazy shit, but I'm here breathing and I'm here healthy, man. So that's what it is. And I feel like 30 is still young as well. Like, you're not flipping 50. You know, you're not 60. You still have a lot of great prime years left. Look at LeBron. How old's LeBron? I'm not even sure. How old is he? Is he 43? 42? I'm not sure how old LeBron is. But he's in the NBA still. He's still going. So, like, that's inspiration right there. You take care of your body, your prime can go. Your 30s can be better than your 20s. You can be stronger. You can look better. You can be wiser, you know? You don't have to fall victim to, I'm getting older, let me pack it in. Nah, we can't pack it in, man. We can't pack it in. We gotta keep going. We gotta take risks. And it's like, be amazing or be homeless. Like, I don't think there's really a middle ground no more, man. I don't really think there's a middle ground or a safe path. It's either be amazing, fully abundant, or be homeless. But like, I don't think it makes sense to play in the middle, man, because I feel like the middle is where the most pain is. At least if you're at the bottom, you know the only place is up. And If you're at the top, shoot, you feel like you're at the top, but is there ever really a top anyway? Because there's always another level to go. So how high do you want to go? These are the things that you think about. These are the questions that have to be answered. And no one's going to answer it for yourself but you. No one can answer it for you. You can politic, talk with close confidence, mentally build, but at the end of the day, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and figure it out. Figure it out, man. Gotta take more risks though. Gotta take more risks. And one thing is just working on the mind, right? Like not valuing yourself based on only the amount of money that you have. That is a big one, because there's different types of riches in life, and the older that I get, the more truer this becomes. You can be rich in money, right? You can have a rich relationship. You can be rich in health. You can be rich in time with your family. Some people have all the money, but they don't have good relationships, or they don't have a wife and they're just alone. You're broke there. Or some people have a lot of money, but they're fat as shit. You're broke when it comes to their health. So there's different parts of richness. And I think all around, we gotta be healthy all around. All around, man. You gotta be, what's that word I'm looking for? Not balanced, but you just can't be one or the other, man. You gotta be well-rounded and have everything on point and just build it all up, man. That's what the 30s is about, you know? Building everything up, taking risks, and just having a healthy, balanced life overall. I'm gonna look back on this video in a decade, and I know I'm gonna say I'm proud of that version of Dewan right there. Because if I look back to the 20-year-old me, I'm proud of him. He bet on himself, he took risks, he did some great things, he helped a lot of people, he took his L's, but he kept his chin up and his chest out. Come on.